Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 33rd Oecs Swimming Championships here in St. Vincent The Grenadines. We're going to get started straight away before we introduce. We have in heat number 1 of the girls 8 and under 100 meter freestyle. Lane number 2 we have Raya Adams from St. Vincent The Grenadines. Lane number 3 Mila Bento from Antigua. Lane number 4, Sarai Williams from St. Vincent The Grenadines. And lane number 5, Hillary Edward of St. Lucia.
Alright, so welcome to the stream from the beautiful facility of Shrewsbury Aquatic Center. Your host is Nicholas Sylvester and
Shane Cadogan representing.
Right, so after the first 50 in lane 4, we have Sarai Williams of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In the 400 free, it's 16 lengths of the pool.
This 8 and under, so we will do 100 to start off, and then we'll get to the 400s for the 9 and over category. So we definitely don't want to exhaust the 8 and under swimmers too much. But here at the Oecs Swimming Championships, we have 4 sessions. The Friday morning session will be the 100 freestyle for the 8 and under category and the 400 freestyle for the 9 and over category. And then in the evening, we would have the 50 breaststroke, the 100 breaststroke, the 50 back, 100 back.
And as they come into the wall, we have lane number 4, Sarai Williams of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, followed by lane number 3, Mila Bento of Antigua and Barbuda. Lane number 2, in third, Raya Adams. Well done, swimmers, well done, swimmers.
And now we're on to heat number 2 of 2 in the girls 8 and under 100 meter freestyle.
In lane number 1, Sydney Joseph of Grenada. Lane number 2, Whitaker Gold of Antigua and Barbuda. Lane number 3, Brian DeRoche of Grenada. Lane number 4, Edith Den of St. Kitts and Nevis. Lane number 5, Naya Tundat of BVI, British Virgin Islands. And lane number 6, Taylor Rowe.
And we do want to put out a disclaimer here for the Oecs Swimming Championships. Some of these names are new to us, so apologies if we butcher anyone's
Apologies.
name, but we're here to support the upcoming stars of the Oecs region in the sport of swimming and in all sports in the region. Heat number 2 of the girls 8 and under 100 meter freestyle.
And they're off. This is the final heat of the girls 8 and under 100 meter freestyle. And then we'll be moving swiftly on to the boys 8 and under 100 meter freestyle.
So for those who are new to the sport of swimming, one length of the pool is 25 meters here at the Oecs Swimming Championships. Therefore, this 8 and under category will be taking part in 4 lengths of freestyle. Now there are 4 strokes in swimming.
The 4 strokes are butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. And you'll get the opportunity to see multiple distances of each particular stroke throughout this weekend of swimming.
Team Grenada turning first there in the girls 8 and under. And now, one thing to note for this swimming championships is that in these age groups, they are seeded from slowest to fastest heats. And so the final heat here, as you can hear, the crowd is already on their feet. This is a medal competition here. And lane 3 and lane 4 are neck and neck for the gold medal in the girls 8 and under 100 meter freestyle. It's Grenada from St. Kitts and Nevis.
Grenada versus St. Kitts and Nevis. And currently it's St. Kitts and Nevis in the lead.
That's Edith bringing it home, hoping to get the first goal here at the OECS Swimming Championships for our country, St. Kitts and Nevis.
And it's a very close one. But lane 4 takes it from St. Kitts and Nevis. Edith then, apologies if I didn't get that right. In second place, we have from Grenada, Brian DeRoche. And in third place, lane number 2, Antigua's Whitaker Gold. And great swimming from these ladies.
That looks like personal best for the top 3. The 3 medalists, our gold medalists in a time of 1:27.40. Silver goes to Grenada in a time of 1:27.82. And bronze goes to Antigua and Barbuda in a time of 1:34.46. Great swim by our up-and-coming stars.
We're now moving swiftly into the boys 8 and under 100 meter freestyle. Heat 1 of 3. In lane number 2 of Grenada, John Knoll. In lane number 3 of Antigua and Barbuda, Toby Bento. And in lane number 4 from St. Kitts and Nevis, Akimba Cornelius.
And they're into the water here in heat number 1. There are 3 heats of this boys 8 and under 100 meter freestyle. So similar to track and field for those who might be familiar. We have our heats, and as I previously mentioned, this would be the heat with the swimmers with the slowest sea times, but there is always room for improvement, and they can get themselves a medal even by swimming in the first, second, any heat.
Yes,
once
any heat.
Time-based sport, you swim your best, and that's all we can ask for.
Yep. As they now approach the halfway mark, it's Antigua in the lead, Toby Bento.
And that's Toby at the turn. And we encourage everyone who's on the live right now, please share the live around. Comment your flags. We want this to be a flag war for the OECS Swimming Championships. We are one family, but we're here to represent our blood. So share your flags, drop your flags, share the live.
And we know our small island nations, we're all very much patriotic. Everyone in the flags and everyone in the stands on their feet, waving their flags very high, screaming for their swimmers. These young stars, young upcoming stars.
Toby Bento coming in, followed by Akimba from St. Kitts and Nevis, followed by John from Grenada.
But it looks like Toby Bento of Antigua and Barbuda is going to take this one.
And on his way to our personal best, that is for Toby. And that's 1:41.29 to Toby. All swimmers' personal best in this first heat. And that's all we can ask for from our young superstars.
Moving quickly into heat number 2 of 3. In heat number 2 of 3, Zane Dabrel of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Lane number 3 from Grenada, Late St. John. Lane number 4 from Grenada, Jensen DeCall. And in lane 5, rounding out heat number 2 from BVI, Gabriel Copain-Son. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong.
And this is heat 2 in the water in the boys 8 and under 100 meter freestyle. We have St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, and the British Virgin Islands here competing to see who can get their hand on the wall the first.
Grenada with 2 swimmers in the middle of the pool, looking like they want to attack it early.
And that's our very own Vincentian there, Zane Dabrel, who is keeping pace. And you can hear the crowd here on the first session of the OECS Swimming Championships.
Well, it's not horns, it's bells, it screams. It's very active out here. Right, Shane? Very active.
Fully active. And we love what is fully active. And they're going to be coming home on the last length here. Final 25 meters. They're giving it their all.
And it's Jensen. Jensen followed by his teammate, Lath. Jensen and Lath. Both from Grenada. Followed by our local Vincentian, Zane Dabrel. But looks like Jensen is going to take heat number 2 in a time of 1:24.25. Dropping a lot of time off his entry time.
And we're seeing a lot of personal best here already in the first 5 heats of the OECS Women Championships, and we bring it together there with Gavril from the British Virgin Islands. Good swimming.
Moving into the final heat of the boys 800, 100. Methuselah McLean. And rounding off the heat, lane number 6, Antigua and Barbuda, Akeshon Shepherd. The final heat.
And these are going to be our medal contenders in the boys 8 and under. We have Keanu Elibox here in lane number 3. He's the top seed in the boys 8 and under 100 freestyle, and he's actually top seed in a lot of the 8 and under events. So Keanu is here to make his mark.
And he's out with a blast.
In his final year of 8 and under, going for gold. Keanu is commanding the field. From the beginning, he's followed closely by Andrew, his teammate. And then there's Vincentians in lane 4 and 5, Jason Methuselah. And that's Keanu turning on the wall. Final 50. Followed by Andrew, followed by Jace, followed by Methuselah, followed by Akassian from Antigua and Barbuda, and William from British Virgin Islands.
But it's Keanu. Keanu opening up a major lead here in this final heat.
That's Keanu Elibox turning on his final 25 meters of the boys 8 and under 100 meter freestyle. They can hear you on the live. Comment your flags. Show support for these young athletes, because we know from experience, Nick, that this is what we needed. You know, the support from
most definitely.
these live streams. And that's Keanu bringing it in for gold here for St. Lucia.
And he touches in a time of 1:20.03. It's very close to second, but it looks like it's lane number 2. Keanu's teammate, Andrew Shalaman, also of St. Lucia.
And
he seems quite ecstatic with that race.
Vincentian Methuselah McLean with a bronze medal there in the boys 8 and under 100 meter freestyle. So we have St. Lucia from St. Lucia, from St. Vincent The Grenadines. Gold, silver and bronze. Now, we will explain here the next category is the girls 9 and over. Now, in the OECS Swimming Championships, we have the 8 and under category, the 9 to 10 category, the 11 to 12 category, 13 to 14, 15 to 17, and then 18 and over. And that would be for all events except for the 400 freestyle. The 400 freestyle being the longest event at the OECS Swimming Championships will just be swam as girls 9 and over together and boys 9 and over together, and then they will be separated for medals once the dust settles.
And diving into the water in lane 2 of Grenada, Madison Charles. Lane number 3 of BVI, Skylar Stair. Lane number 4, Zoe Fortune from St. Lucia. And lane number 5, Holly Gooding of Grenada. This is heat number 1 of 9 in the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle.
So in this race we have Madison, who is 10 years old, and her fellow competitors here are all 9 years old. So they are all competing in the same age group. So they would want to be competing as much as possible, getting their hand on the wall first, so that they can potentially have that medal opportunity.
And as these heats go on, we will see a lot of varying ages swimming against each other, because it's all seeded based off of time in the 9 and over 400 meter freestyle event. You can even have a 10-year-old swimming with an 18-year-old.
Yep, and we might get to see some fast swimming from Olympians here at the OECS Swimming Championships. This year we have 10 Olympians, 9 or 10 Olympians who have represented at the Tokyo Olympics and the Paris Olympics, and they would all be competing in a total of about 10 plus events. So this is going to be an action-packed weekend as we see Madison turning here in lane number 2 ahead of our competitors from the British Virgin Islands, St. Lucia, and her teammate from Grenada. And as I mentioned, this is going to be an action-packed weekend. These swimmers will be putting their bodies to the test. For those who may not be familiar, swimming is one of the most demanding sports because we are, as humans, are not made to swim necessarily, but
right.
with the right technique, with the right amount of hours training, trust in the water, you know, swimming is essential as island nations.
Right.
So we encourage
All
everybody
surrounded by
who is
water.
viewing. This could be you one day, this could be your child one day. Get them into a program. Let's teach them all how to swim. And this is Madison coming into the wall to get the first place in heat number 1 of 9. Oh, 400, my bad. It's still 400, right. 400 meter freestyle, my bad, is 16 lengths of the pool. So it's a longer race. It is a longer race. I was getting ahead of myself there, but as I mentioned, they see your support. So drop your flags, comments, support as much as possible. Share the live around.
Share the live, share the live. Support our young athletes, our young superstars. And these OECS championships are a major stepping stone to what's possible in swimming, in world swimming. The OECS swimming championships will be guided by the rules and standards of the World Aquatics. So the championships are held to an extremely high standard. We've passed the halfway point of the 400 meter freestyle in this first heat of the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle.
And we have 9 heats in this girls 9 and over. And these heats will be based on time, their seed times. So as these swimmers are entered into the championships, their coaches would list their best times and the technical officials will place them in the heats. And as I mentioned, in the 9 and over 400 freestyles, this will be decided once the dust settles who will medal in all different age groups.
It is important to note that this is the longest event in the OECS Swimming Championships, as the meet is mainly based on sprint events.
And this is Madison Charles from Grenada still leading the pack.
These type of events, as swimmers, you find yourself zoning out and playing music in your head because it's just up and down for 16 lengths of the pool. It requires a lot of concentration. But these are what these young swimmers have been putting hours in the pool to prepare for. Madison Charles putting in a shift in this girls 9 and over 4 seat 400 meter freestyle.
And that is Madison there. And the 400 freestyle is equivalent, and they say swimming is about quadruple of athletics, so a 400 freestyle is similar to running 1600 on the track. So this is a taxing event for all swimmers, and it's a good way to get the OECS Swimming Championship started, get the cobwebs off, and we shall see what they are able to put down on this action-packed weekend.
And it is important to note that these OECS Championships, the 33rd OEC edition, has a total of 166 athletes from 8 different island nations. Let's support our athletes. And Madison Charles takes the top. Madison Charles takes a top spot in this heat. Very stellar swimming here in the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. We're moving quickly into heat number 2 of the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. This heat is stacked. And heat number 2 is in the water of the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. "16 lengths of the pool, 400 meter freestyle." A lot of lactic acid will be built up within these young swimmers. And we have some good swimming going on in the middle of the pool.
And we're now with heat number 2. And that is Jordan Howell from Antigua and Barbuda there leading. Evelyn Freeman in lane number 1. Ira Hadley, well, from British Virgin Islands. Ira Hadley from St. Vincent The Grenadines in lane number 2. And that's our leader, Jordan Howell from Antigua and Barbuda. Noah Griffith from St. Vincent The Grenadines is in lane number 4. Zoe May from St. Vincent The Grenadines in lane number 5. And Jay Potter from British Virgin Islands is in lane number 6. This is the girls 9 and over 400 freestyle. In this race we have 10-year-old Evelyn, Jordan, who's also 10, Noah, Zoe, and Ira, who is 9, and then Jay is 17. So as we mentioned, this is going to be a mixed heat in the first event of the OECS Swimming Championships for these 9 and over swimmers.
And like we mentioned earlier, a total of 166 athletes from 8 Eastern Caribbean islands. The countries that are representing in this 33rd edition of the OECS Swimming Championships: Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, the British Virgin Islands, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, and your host country, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
And we will be here all weekend at the southeast end of the land of the blessed in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, mainland St. Vincent. So we are encouraging our local patrons to come out and support the swimmers. It is $5 at the door for 9 to 10 and $10 if you are 12 years and older. So $10 at the door for adults. So please come out, support, bring your cowbell, your pot spoon, your pan, anything you have that makes noise.
Anything you have, come and support. One thing I will say, the energy of an OECS Swimming Championships is nothing like it. It's immaculate.
Unmatched.
It shows a level of culture that is nothing like we.
And it's one family here in the OECS region, but we do compete for this 33rd edition. So for 33 years in the pool, we have been competing for bragging rights. As we see here, lane number 3 and lane number 4, that is Jordan and Noah, are now neck and neck. And you see here, this is for national pride.
SVG versus Antigua and Barbuda. Noah versus Jordan. But it looks like Noah takes it from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
And it seems like the swimmers may have miscounted.
And these two will be competing for points in the same age category, the girls 9 to 10.
And as it is with this 400 freestyle, like we mentioned, it's 16 lengths of the pool, so it's very easy to lose count sometimes. And we, Nicholas and I, have actually experienced that many times as young swimmers growing up in the sport.
Very embarrassing.
But
that's a part of it.
We learn from these experiences. But that is
very easy to lose count. Swimming 16 lengths of the pool.
From Antigua and Barbuda, and she is off again. But Noah seems to have caught it, and she's off again. And it seems that we may need some lap counters in this 400 freestyle.
Yes, it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
Now, so as Jordan touching in a time of 6:12.02, which is actually a personal best. So yes, that is it for Jordan. So 6:12.02 is Jordan's personal best, and coming in second there, it looks like lane number 5 in a time of 6:25.61. No, that's lane number 6, apologies. Jay Potter from British Virgin Islands. And a disclaimer, we are going based on the scoreboard that is here at the pool, so if we may miss a positioning, apologies right away.
All the results currently unofficial as we move quickly into heat number 3 of the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. In lane number 1 from Grenada, Evie Tuambarima. Lane number 2 of Antigua and Barbuda, Charlotte Gold. Lane number 3 of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Skylar Byron. Lane number 4 of St. Lucia, Alicia Alfred. Lane number 5 of Grenada, Connor Mary Monroe. And lane number 6, also of Grenada, Luella Bernard. Grenada has 3 swimmers in heat number 3. Antigua and Barbuda has 1 swimmer. And St. Vincent and the Grenadines has 1 swimmer. Also St. Lucia. Heat number 3 of 9.
And heat number 3 is off. 16 lengths in freestyle. We have Grenada represented here, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia. Let's see who can brag about this heat.
And it is important to note how the point system works for these OECS swimming championships. So, for each age category, the first position gets 9 points. Second place gets 7 points. Third place gets 6 points. Fourth gets 5. Fifth gets 4 points. Sixth gets 3 points. Seventh gets 2 points. And eighth gets 1 point. And those points are doubled based on if the team is doing a relay. So for relays, first gets 18 points, second gets 14 points, third gets 12 points, fourth gets 10 points.
So a lot of points up for grabs here. And last year's results, Team Antigua and Barbuda took first place, Team Grenada took second place, St. Vincent and the Grenadines took third, followed by St. Lucia in fourth, St. Kitts and Nevis in fifth, St. Martin in sixth, British Virgin Islands in seventh, and Anguilla in eighth. So these teams will be trying, they will be doing their maths, the coaches will be trying to figure out how do we maximize points,
Yes.
how do we top the position that we placed last year.
And it's important to note that Antigua has won this title in the last 3 consecutive years. And they've definitely brought a strong team again this year to try and maintain that championship. So everybody will be having eyes on taking the crown off of Team Antigua and Barbuda.
And I think what we can do in future reference is maybe do a point system for who can drop most flags in the comments, because that's documented. So if you are proud to represent your country and you are here tuned in on this live broadcast, VC3 live streaming, please drop your flag, share the live, encourage persons to support up and coming athletes of the OECS region. And that is in lane number 4, Alicia Alfred. And she is currently a collegiate athlete as well. And so we do have many collegiate athletes, meaning athletes that represent at the US level, university level. And this OECS Championships is known for combining knowledge with the older swimmers and the inexperience of younger swimmers, but that's the whole point of succession planning, the whole point of creating a system that molds and continues to thrive.
And that's what's so unique about these championships in comparison to maybe something like your Carifta Games. As much as these championships you do need to qualify, you have the ability of having 8 and unders all the way up to 18 and over, whereas something like Carifta would be limited from the 11 to 12 to the 15-17 category. So you as an 8 and under child, or your 8 and under child, would be able to witness some top level from the older swimmers who may have competed in NCAAs or in college or even at major international championships like the World Championships and even as far as the Olympic Games. So it's a mixed blend of a lot of experience and those just starting out getting some experience.
And this once again is heat number 3 of 9 of the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. That is Alicia leading there from St. Lucia, followed by Skylar from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. She's closely followed by Charlotte Gold from Antigua and Barbuda. And lane number 1 is Evie Twombarima from Grenada. Lane number 5, Kona Marie Monroe from Grenada. And in lane number 6, Luella Bernard from Grenada. So 3 Grenadians representing here. 1 from St. Lucia, 1 from Antigua and Barbuda, and 1 from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And Skylar's slowly creeping up here on her competitor Alicia. They are turning here. On the board we have 452. So still about 100 to go.
The last 4 lengths of this heat 400 meter freestyle. We see Skylar closing in on Alicia. St. Lucia followed closely by St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But Skylar is making up a lot of ground here on Alicia. Can she maintain her lead?
And once again, we encourage you to please show your support. And that is the touch there by Alicia, followed by Skylar. So that was the final 50. So Alicia touches in a time of 5:33.98. And Skylar in a time of 5:35.89.
And that looks like some personal best by these two swimmers. Very good swimming.
And we do encourage persons to please follow OECS Swimming on Instagram and Facebook, where we will be having posts about the top finishers in each event, the vibes here at the OECS Swimming Championships. It's all brought to you right here in the land of the blessed. And that is it for heat number 3 of 9 great swimming girls. And this is heat number 4 of 9 in the girls 9 and over 400 freestyle. In lane number 1, we have Tori Hossam from Antigua and Barbuda. Lane number 2, Angeline Jackson Bain from Grenada. Lane number 3, Kyla Potter from British Virgin Islands. Lane number 4, Anissa Lewis from Antigua and Barbuda. Lane number 5, Alexandra Bristol from St. Lucia. And lane number 6, Anna Sukumaran from Antigua and Barbuda.
Heat number 4 in the water. Really strong underwaters there from Anissa Lewis of Antigua and Barbuda.
So let's see some Antigua and Barbudan flags. Let's see some Grenadian flags, some British Virgin Island flags, and some St. Lucian flags here in heat number 4.
Show your flags. Show your flags. Rep your team. Rep your country.
And this will be there for the swimmers to review their races. So they will be seeing your comments. They will be seeing their support. And as we mentioned, this is just event number 1 of about 12 events that we swim here at the OECS Swimming Championships as an individual swimmer. So these swimmers will be pushing themselves to the limit for the next 3 days. So give them as much energy, as much support as you can so that they can feed off of that.
As past swimmers ourselves, we do get a lot of energy off the support. It helps, it goes a long way. Especially the swimmers who are entered in almost every event. Every individual event and even relays.
And this is now a close race here so far as we turn on the first 100 meters of the 400 freestyle. Girls 9 and over, heat number 4. And as Nicholas mentioned, OECS Swimming Championships is the grassroots of our region. This is where it starts. This is where we started. Nicholas went to represent at the Rio Olympics in 2016. I represented at the Tokyo Olympics in 2020, 2021. And so we started here at the OECS Swimming Championships, just trying to make a name for ourselves. Nerves were racking, but we made it.
And it's proof that these championships produces major talents. We have so many Olympians here who have come back to represent their countries at the OECS Swimming Championships, but so many more that weren't even able to come back here and represent, but they were all products of the OECS Swimming Championships. And I will be completely honest, I do believe OECS Championships is one of my favorite meets.
100%. Because as an individual sport, of course, you know you're competing and you're racing in your lane, but you know that your race has the potential to catapult your team to potential victory at the end of it all. So we put it all on the line. This is where the team aspect of swimming and individual sports come in. And we have here turning lane number 2 from Grenada. That's Angeline Jackson Bain. And she's followed closely by Antigua and Barbuda's Anissa Lewis. And BVI is sticking around. Kyla Potter and Alexandra Bristol from St. Lucia is not too far behind. Once again, if you are here on the island of St. Vincent The Grenadines, come out, support. We will be here from 5 p.m. this evening for the remainder of the Friday session. And Saturday session will start from 10 a.m. onwards. Sunday as well from 10 a.m. onwards. There's so much swimming to be taken in. So bookmark this page, save VC3, follow VC3, subscribe to the channel so that you can just click one click away and you can support as much as possible.
Share the live, share the live. Share it in your group chats. Share it to your friends, your families. Let's support these athletes.
I would say share with even if you have government officials on your network. I think that this is so important to be seen as a sports tourism product, especially because we have 8 countries represented here in St. Vincent the Grenadines. That is an immense amount of traveling for these teams, their families, their supporters, and that is bringing income into the country. Once another country hosts next year, this is the same cut and pace. 33 years of OECS swimming, and this is how we can use sports as a way to develop our economy. So please share it, encourage persons to support these up and coming stars.
Very true, very true.
And that's lane number 2 and lane number 3. That's Grenada and British Virgin Islands. And you can see the crowd. Grenada flags are out. British Virgin Islands flags are out. Let's see them in the comments as well.
Rep your flag. As they come to the latter end of their 400-meter freestyle. Neck and neck in the middle of the pool. Grenada versus the BVI. Angelina versus Tori.
And we're seeing that kick. They're giving it all that's left in the tank now, and that's British Virgin Islands. They're trying to take it from Grenada. Who will get the touch, Nick? Ooh. And the scoreboard says it goes to British Virgin Islands. Kyla Potter from Angeline Jackson Bain of Grenada.
Kyla Potter of the British Virgin Islands ahead of Angelina Jackson.
And touching third there's Antigua and Barbuda's Anissa Lewis, followed by St. Lucia's Alexandra Bristol. And then that is Anna there from Antigua and Barbuda. And it's important to note that our winner in that heat, Kyla Potter, is in a 13 to 14 age category, whereas Angeline Jackson Bain is 11 to 12. So as much as they would have competed in this race to get their hand on the wall first, they would still be results based on their age category. And finally we have Tori bringing in the heat number 4 of 9.
We now move on to heat number 5 of 9. Another stacked heat. In lane number 1 of Grenada, Kira Couch. In lane number 2 of Antigua and Barbuda, Isabel Nicholas. In lane number 3, also of Antigua and Barbuda, Paradise Carlisle. In lane number 4 of St. Lucia, Jamie DeVoe. In lane number 5, also of St. Lucia, Zaina Brathwaite. And rounding off the heat, also from St. Lucia, in lane number 6, Anaya George. Heat number 5 in the water. Let's see some Lucia, Antigua, and Grenada flags in the live.
So we have the lane 4, 5, and 6 here from St. Lucia. That's Zaina, Jamie, and Anaya.
I think the St. Lucians would call that Lucia pressure.
And then we have from Antigua and Barbuda, Paradise and Isabel. And then from Grenada, already trying to put herself out front is Kira Cowich. And it's so interesting that we mentioned this earlier, but Isabel Nicholas there in lane number 2 is actually 9 years old, and she's competing against Paradise, who's 14, Jamie, who's 12, Zaina, 13, and Anaya, who's 12. And then Kira there out front is 16 years old, the oldest in this heat.
And now that you mention Isabel Nicholas, a major reason why she is swimming against much older swimmers is because she is the last year's top point standard winner of the 8 and under girls age category. So she's now moved up an age category to the girls 9 to 10.
And she's already competing here with the, might say, big dogs, showing that she is not afraid of any tests.
She's definitely one for the future for Team Antigua and Barbuda.
And that is lane number 3 and lane number 6. Paradise and Anaya, Antigua and St. Lucia coming to the wall here on the 150 mark. Once again, this is the 400 meter freestyle in the girls 9 and over age categories. This is 16 lengths of a 25 meter pool. So it is a very taxing event. But these swimmers have trained, these swimmers have put in the hours. It's all about discipline, it's all about faith, it's all about just doing your best.
And that's Anaya George trying to extend her lead on her competitors. She's followed closely by Antigua's Paradise Carlisle. But it's looking like all Anaya George on the outside. Let's see some Lucia flags.
This is heat number 5 of 9, so we will be getting faster and faster as we proceed through these girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle heats.
And we see here Isabel Nicholas, the 9-year-old from Antigua and Barbuda, making her way up. She's moving into second place behind Anaya George of St. Lucia in the outside lane.
And they're neck and neck right now. It's too close to call. With just about 100 meters to go.
It's Anaya George of St. Lucia. And last year's 8 and under champ, Isabel Nicholas, making a push. She's now taking over the lead as we come to the last 75 meters of this girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. A strong swim here out of lane 2 from Antigua, Isabel Nicholas.
And on to the final 50 here for Isabel. And it seems that, unfortunately, Anaya may have miscounted there, losing a position in, but these are all lessons. And that is Isabel Nicholas there, turning, looking to take heat number 5 from all who are older than her.
Very commanding swim. Showing that she can swim with anybody. As she comes into the wall, looking like she might be swimming a personal best here. Clocking a 5:23.92.
Oh no, but it seems like Isabel may have also thought that she had one more left, but her coaches would have told her nonetheless. But she would still take that heat in a time of 5:23.92. So congratulations to Isabel there, and that is a new personal best for her. in the 9 to 10 category. Great swimming from all our girls in heat number 5 of 9. And we have lane number 1, Kira from Grenada, bringing up heat number 5.
And it looks like Isabel will make a good shout for the girls 9 to 10 after moving up from the 8 and under category last year. A good shout to try and win that overall top spot in her age group. We now move swiftly into the heat number 6 of 9 of the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. From St. Vincent the Grenadines, lane number 1, Zariel Nelson. Lane number 2, also of St. Vincent the Grenadines, Belle Adams. Lane number 3, from Grenada, Eliza Rose Benjamin. Lane number 4, from Antigua and Barbuda, Alyssa Watkins. Lane number 5, from St. Kitts and Nevis, Skylar Connor. And lane number 6, Antigua and Barbuda's Eliana Spencer.
And they're off for heat number 6 of 9 in the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. We have two Vincies here, lane number 1 and 2, Zariel and Bell. One from Grenada, Eliza Rose. 2 from Antigua, Alyssa in lane 4 and Eliana in lane 6. And then we have Skylar from St. Kitts and Nevis. So once again, drop your flags, give them the support, because I promise you they could feel your energy. Just put that energy out there for them. Now in these 33rd Oecs Swimming Championships, as we mentioned, there are 8 countries represented, 166 athletes. A full team comprises of 34 athletes in all the age categories that we mentioned. Antigua and Barbuda is represented by 34 athletes. Grenada is represented by 34, as well as St. Lucia. And then St. Vincent the Grenadines has 31 athletes taking part. St. Kitts and Nevis with 14 athletes taking part. The British Virgin Islands has 8 athletes taking part. Dominica with 5 athletes taking part. And Anguilla with 6 athletes in this year's Oecs Swimming Championships.
A lot of athletes out here representing their team.
And that's looking like the two Vincentians there, Belle and Zariel, followed closely by Skylar of St. Kitts and Nevis. Once again, please remember to hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, that post notification, so that you can be in tune with every race here at the 33rd Oecs Swimming Championships for the next 3 days in the beautiful island of St. Vincent the Grenadines. And we continue to ask for the blessings of the Most High with good weather, as we're seeing sunshine here, and we continue to ask for His guidance on our broadcast crew, on our officials, and on the swimmers themselves. So once again, you at home, you have a role in providing that energy for these athletes, even though you may be abroad. Drop your flags, because they will be able to go back, watch the races, and see all your flags representing them and feel that sense of pride. And that is lane number 5, Skylar Connor from St. Kitts and Nevis, currently leading the pack. Followed closely by Zariel in lane number 1, Bell in lane number 2. And then we have lane number 3 is Eliza Rose from Grenada. Lane number 4, Alyssa Watkins from Antigua and Barbuda. And her teammate is in lane number 6, Eliana Spencer.
I must say, St. Kitts and Nevis have had a strong start with their 14 athletes at these Oecs Championships 2025. As we see Skylar Connor, the 13-year-old from St. Kitts and Nevis, opening up a lead on the two Vincentians on the outside lane. Zariel Nelson in lane number 1 and Bell Adams in lane number 2.
Remember, please go ahead and follow OECS Swimming. That is OECS Swimming on Instagram and Facebook for the latest updates directly from our team here at the Shrewsbury Aquatic Center on the southeast island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Once again, that is OECS Swimming on Instagram and Facebook. You can see posts of all the swimmers who will medal, the teams, interviews, everything. That is Skylar still out in front, followed closely by the two Vincentians, then Grenada, then Antigua and Barbuda to bring forward the pack.
And Skylar Connor here with a very commanding swim, looking like she's going to swim a personal best time. A massive personal best time. Touching in at 5:06.41. And the two Vincentians. It's looking like Belle Adams ahead of Zariel Nelson, followed by Grenada's Eliza Rose Benjamin. Great swimming, ladies, as we move on to heat number 7 of 9. The last 3 heats of the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle.
And we continue swiftly along into heat number 7 of 9. Now we have heat number 7 of 9 in lane number 1, Zay Olivier of Grenada. Lane number 2, Amara Reese of St. Lucia. Lane number 3, Eltonique Leonard from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Lane number 4, Faith Lovren from St. Lucia. Lane number 5, Victoria Boxo from Grenada. And lane number 6, Lakeisha Louis from St. Lucia.
Heat number 7 of 9 in the water. As we see a lot more white water. As the heats get faster as we come closer to the end of the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. These swimmers will be aiming to get closer and closer to the sub 5-minute mark.
And as we mentioned with the faster heats, we actually have in lane number 6 here, Nikisha Louis, who is currently a sophomore at the University of North Carolina, Pembroke. So a collegiate athlete representing here, coming straight from school to represent her country, St. Lucia, at the OECS Swimming Championships.
And a lot of these college athletes, they will be in the early days of the season, so they won't necessarily be tapered for these types of championships, but some of them use it as a good training meet to prepare themselves for the season they have ahead.
And for those who may not be familiar with what tapered means, with swimming we do a lot of load bearing in terms of mileage during the season. And so at the early stage of the season, your pre-season and everything, you're trying to build as much mileage as possible for your body, your cardiovascular system, to get accustomed to feeling that pressure on the body. And then tapering means resting and giving your body that ability to recover. And so in the swimming season, we peak at about March, April there for our collegiate seasons, trying to compete for our schools, and then you have the long course season which takes place in the summer. So it is a science, it is a very scientific sport, and these coaches, these swimmers study this, we study this, and it's all about pushing your body to its limit. And that is leading right now Nikisha in lane number 6, followed by her teammate Faith in lane number 4. Lane 1, 2, and 3 are too close to call right now. That is Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent The Grenadines.
And because the 400 freestyle is such a lengthy event, what I could attest to, I'm not sure if you can attest to it, Shane, but I like to just look at the person next to me and kind of drag myself along because it's not really the most favorable event to swim in these championships, but some persons are quite good at it.
100%. And swimming is also a sport. When you get older, you learn how to specialize. And we encourage swimmers who are, let's say, 14 and under, always listen to your coaches when they try and encourage you to focus more on your endurance, because that will pay off in the future, even if you become a sprinter.
It does.
You know, so it's all about developing through the sport, listening to your coaches, trusting the process. As Nicholas mentioned, it is a very grueling, and we both were sprinters, so we use the 400 freestyle at OECS as a warm-up in a sense.
A warm-up and a means to accumulate points for the team because it's team first.
Correct. And we have St. Lucia currently 1, 2, and 3. So let's see some Lucian flags in the comments. Followed by Grenada in lane number 1. St. Vincent The Grenadines in lane number 3. And Grenada in lane number 5. And this is going to be Nikisha's final 50. So the final 50 here of the girls. Heat number 7 in the 400 meter freestyle.
Nakisha, followed by Faith, followed by Amara. St. Lucia, 1, 2, 3. Grenada on the outside. St. Vincent in the middle of the pool. But it's Nakisha on the outside lane. Lane number 6, Nakisha Louis.
As she comes into the wall, representing St. Lucia, that is Nikisha Louis, in a time of 5:03.27, followed by Faith in a time of 5:06.39, and in lane number 2, that is 5:10 to Amara Reese. All teammates there taking the first 3 touches in heat number 7 of 9. Once again, these are all mixed seeded, so we will have all age groups combined for the 400 freestyle only. As we progress through the weekend, you will see swimmers competing within their age groups, so the excitement is only promised to be building.
We now move on to heat number 8 of 9. In lane number 1, we have Grenada's Kristen Gresham. Lane number 2, Antigua and Barbuda's Kaylee Warner. Lane number 3, Olympian from Grenada, Kimberly Ince. Lane number 4, Antigua and Barbuda's Zuribi Willow. Lane number 5, St. Lucia's Olympians, Michaeli Charlemagne. And in lane number 6, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Thea Scintilla.
And they're off for the second to last heat of the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. And as Nicholas mentioned, 2 Olympians in this one.
Two Olympians, a Lucia Olympian, Tokyo Olympian from St. Lucia, Michaela Charlemagne, and Grenada's Tokyo Olympian, Kimberly Ince. Both coming back to contribute points for a meet that was major in their overall development and reaching to the Olympic Games.
Michaeli would have also been a collegiate athlete. She now has her master's degree and she's training in Jamaica. So this is someone who the younger girls look up to try and aspire to be like one day. So that's from St. Lucia, Michaeli Charlemagne. And Kimberly Ince there in lane number 3 in the 18 and over category as well, competing against Michaeli. And then in this race we also have the 11 to 12 category with Zrevi Willow from Antigua and Barbuda and Kaylee Warner from Antigua and Barbuda. And in the 13 and 14 category, lane 1 Kristen Gresham and lane 6 Thea Saint-Hilaire.
But it's all Michaeli Shalaman from St. Lucia, showing her Olympic prowess in the second to last heat of the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle.
And Michaeli, being a sprinter in her own craft, is looking very smooth here in this 400 freestyle. It's all about good technique, having that constant leg beat, 6-beat leg kick. As she turns here, followed closely by Grenada, as well as Antigua and Barbuda. It's all about vibes here at the Shrewsbury Aquatic Center as we get started here. Day number 1 of the 33rd Oecs Swimming Championships. 3 days of competition as Michaeli is turning here, representing St. Lucia.
3 days of competition, 4 sessions. This is the first of 4 sessions. And today has 2 sessions. This is the morning session and there will be an afternoon/evening session starting at 5 p.m. So please come out and support these athletes if you're here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As we see, Michaeli in the latter end, the last 75 meters of her 400 meter freestyle, followed by Grenada and Antigua.
Final 50 here for Michaeli, looking home to bring maximum points for our team St. Lucia. In this age group, she would only have to compete against Kimberly, and in the last heat, Anika from Grenada. So it's all about times in swimming. It's all about being the fastest on the clock. It's all objective.
Yes. As she comes into the wall, looking like we're going to see our first sub-5-minute swim in the 400 meter freestyle here, as Michaeli touches in a time of 4:57.37, followed closely by Grenada's Kristen Gresham in a time of 5:02.91, and Antigua and Barbuda's Zrebi Willow in a time of 5:04.58.
And it's going to be Kimberly bringing up heat number 8 of 9 in the girls 9 and over 400 meter freestyle.
Alright, thank you so much. Please clear the pool. And ladies and gentlemen, just for information's sake, we're going to have to do a re-swim of heat number 2 of this girls event. So just bear that in mind. We'll do that after the completion of the boys event. So your final heat of the girls.
So that's the meet announcer now indicating to fans that heat number 2 of the girls 9 and over will be reswam. So look out for that reswim. But now we move on to the final heat of the girls 9 and over 400-meter freestyle. In lane number 1, we have Olympian Kennis Green representing St. Vincent The Grenadines. In lane number 2, Anika Otway from Grenada. In lane number 3, Madison Macmillan from Antigua and Barbuda. Lane number 4, Anya De Gaines from Antigua and Barbuda. Lane number 5, Kezia Joseph of Antigua and Barbuda. And lane number 6, Sapphire Parks of St. Lucia. And this is the final heat, the fastest heat of girls in the 400-meter freestyle. We have Kennis and Madison representing in the 15 to 17 age group. Then we have Anya, who is in the 30 to 14 age group. Anika, who is 18 and over. And we have Sapphire and Kezia, who are representing in the 11 to 12 age group.
And Kennis Green, our local Paris 2024 Olympian, is currently swimming at the UNC Pembroke. She's a freshman. A freshman at the UNC Pembroke.
Remember, drop your flags. This is the fastest heat, so these swimmers will definitely be rechecking this live to see how they performed, assessing their performance.
As we see Madison Macmillan taking the lead here, Ollie, followed closely by her teammate Anya De Gaines of Antigua and Barbuda.
And it's important to note as well, we have Sapphire Parks, who is there in lane number 6, and she was the 9 to 10 champion in the girls 9 to 10 last OECS, the 32nd OECS Swimming Championships. And she has now moved up an age group into 11 to 12, but is looking stronger and competing here to exert her dominance on the 11 to 12 age group, even though she's in her first year. And that is Antigua and Barbuda teammates there in lane number 3 and lane number 4, followed by lane number 2, Grenada's Anika, Kennis in lane number 1, and Sapphire in lane number 6. And then in lane number 5, we have Kezia from Antigua and Barbuda.
Team Antigua in the middle of the pool, dominating this final heat of the girls 9 and over 400-meter freestyle.
As they come to the 250-meter turn. 250 meters, 150 meters to go. So give them some energy, give them that motivation to push. They can feel the energy, I promise.
Kennis Green making a move back up into 3rd position alongside Sapphire Parks in lane 6. Important to note that Kennis Green will be competing for points against Madison Macmillan as they both share the same age group. But as they come into the as they approach the last 50 meters, it's all Madison Macmillan in the middle of the pool. Let's support our swimmers. Drop your flags, drop your flags.
And she flips to the final 50. It's a nice smooth stroke as Antiguans are actually known for these days.
And it's a battle for that third place spot between Kenish Green and Sapphire Parks. But it's all Madison in this final heat here. Approaching the last 10 meters of this 400 meter freestyle. Let's take a look at the clock. She touched it in a time of 4:42.71 for the first place spot, followed by her teammates Anya DeGaines in a time of 4:49.21, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Kenish Green in third place with a 4:53.94.
Then we had Sapphire Parks touching there in a 4:55.10 new personal best, and that should give her the gold medal in the 11 to 12 age category unofficially. And then that is Kezia, her 11 to 12 compatriot there, finishing in a time of 5:14.75.
We're now moving on to the boys edition. The boys 9 and over, 400 meter freestyle. We have 10 heats here. In heat number 1, we have 3 swimmers. In lane number 2, from Grenada, Ramon Stewart. In lane number 3, from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Zed Tony. In lane number 4, Antigua and Barbuda's Major Emmanuel.
And now we are into the boys' leg of the 400 meter freestyle. And we're starting here with 2 9-year-olds, that is Zid and Major, in lane 3 and 4. And then in the 11 to 12 age category, we have Ramon Stewart from Grenada.
And these 2 9-year-olds, this will be their first year swimming the 400 meter freestyle, as the 8 and unders only swim up to 100 meters.
And we continue to give thanks for the good weather. Right here at the Shrewsbury Aquatic Center, the southeast end of the land of the blessed, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
And that's Grenada's Ramon Stewart off to an early lead. Let's see some Grenada flags, some Vinci flags, and some Antigua and Barbuda flags. Let's see some flags for our 9-year-olds competing in the 400 meter freestyle for the first time ever. Zid Tony and Major Emmanuel.
And we will have 10 heats of the boys 9 and over. And this will be our final event of the morning session here, Friday, November 7th. Catch us back here live from 5 p.m. this evening. Stay tuned, follow, subscribe to VC3 TV. And turning here, we have Ramon Stewart from Grenada. And then we have the 9 to 10 competitors Zid and Major from St. Vincent the Grenadines and from Antigua and Barbuda in this heat number 1. Once again, we have all of our pictures on the OECS swimming page, media coverage, social media coverage, brought to you on the OECS swimming page.
This is heat 1 of 10 in the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. 16 lengths of the pool for those who are now tuning in. This is the last event for the morning session. And we have an afternoon/evening session at 5 p.m., whichever you choose to call it, afternoon or evening, as we get closer to the Christmas time. But we have a lot of sprints coming up later, relays, the opening ceremony. A lot of action to look forward to this evening and throughout the whole entire weekend. But as of right now, this is heat number 1 of 10 heats in the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. Grenada's Ramon Stewart commanding the lead right now, followed by Antigua's Major Emmanuel and St. Vincent the Grenadines' Zid Tony.
And we see all the love in the chat, so continue dropping your flags throughout this weekend. Show your support. This is where the grassroots start. This is how we build forests of not just top swimmers, but top citizens. This builds character. Sports in general builds character. And we want to encourage these young, upcoming citizens of the OECS region to continue to live by the values that are instilled here in the pool and out the pool of teamwork, unity, competition, healthy competition, just love and discipline. As we have here heat number 1 of 10 in the boys 400 meter freestyle. And we have Team Grenada bringing in their first finisher in the boys 9 and over. That's Ramon Stewart. But is he complete? And yes, he is. So that's Ramon Stewart there finishing in a time of 6:32. And that's a big personal best there for Ramon.
And the 2 9-year-olds getting a lot of support here as they finish their 400 meter freestyle. It's Antigua's Major Emmanuel touching the wall second, followed by St. Vincent and the Grenadines' Zid Tony. Well done to these swimmers in the heat, the first heat of the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. Heat number 2 of 10. In lane number 1, BVI's Aaron Bisundat. Lane number 2, St. Lucia's Tiago Nelson. Lane number 3, also from St. Lucia, Tyler Frederick. Lane number 4, from St. Vincent the Grenadines, Saj Caesar. And lane number 5, from Grenada, Ethan Gunpot. And in lane number 6, rounding off heat number 2, Grenada's Ethan Williams Clement.
Warm-up is 4. Start at 5. Start at 5.
Alright, this is heat number 2 of 10 of the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. Getting underway. 16 lengths of the pool. We have 2 swimmers from Grenada, 2 from St. Lucia, 1 from St. Vincent The Grenadines, and 1 from BVI. As we see early in lane number 5, Ethan Gunpat taking a commanding lead.
And we have them all. We have 5 competitors in the 9 to 10 age category. That's Aaron, Tiago, Tyler, Saj, and Ethan. So they all will be racing each other for the rest of the weekend. So they want to feel each other out, see what the water's feeling like, see what the competition's feeling like here in the 400 freestyle. Oh boy. And we can see the love already from Team British Virgin Islands with their noisemakers. We have Team Grenada well represented. And as the weekend goes on, we hope to see more representation by local Vincentians as we finish out the work week. You can find yourselves here this evening on your way home from work, 5 p.m. We will be kicking off. We have our opening ceremony taking place at about 7 p.m. So come and witness these young athletes do their march pass, give their oaths for clean competition this weekend. Once again, it's $5 for kids under 10. Under 8 is free. And adults, $10. So free for children under 8, $5, and a weekend pass is $25.
Again, this is heat number 2 of 10 in the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. Continue to share your flags. Share the live. Let's support these youngsters, these young superstars.
And I stand corrected. Under 5 years old is free. Children 5 to 10 years old, $5 per session. And adults, $10 per session. And a weekend pass is $25. And you can hear the noise as they being brought home by the fans. That is going to be lane 3, Tyler, and lane 1, Aaron from British Virgin Islands, as they turn here for their final 100 meters.
It's Tyler Frederick of St. Lucia. BVI's Aaron Bisundat getting a lot of support from his BVI well-wishers in the stands as he closes up there on St. Lucia's Tyler Frederick.
Final 50 here for Tyler, a young upcoming star from the island of St. Lucia. Works hard in training and continues to show that paying off here in heat number 2 of 10 in the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle.
It's all Tyler on this last length. Aaron putting in a good shift.
And that's Tyler coming home with a strong leg kick, giving it everything he has in the tank, followed closely by Aaron in lane number 1.
But it's looking like it's going to be a massive personal best here for Tyler. A time of 6:08.
And that's Tyler taking about 16 seconds off of his 400 freestyle. Aaron also in a massive PB of about 22 seconds. And then in lane number 2 and lane number 4, that's Saj. So that is lane number 2. Tiago Nelson from St. Lucia finishing a time of 6:19.03. And then Saj as well in a personal best in a time of 6:21.45. So that's great swimming as we have Grenada bring up the pack there with Ethan. And Ethan in lane number 5 also would have gone a time of 6:35.87. Great swimming from our boys.
Moving swiftly along into heat number 3 of 10. In lane number 1 from St. Lucia, Miles Andrew. Also from St. Lucia, Shamar James. In lane number 3, also of St. Lucia, Tyler Dantas. Lane number 4 of Antigua and Barbuda, Jalen West. In lane number 5 from Grenada, Mateo Thomas. And rounding off heat number 3 in lane number 6, Kishan Cobb of Grenada.
And we're off with heat number 3 of 10 in the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. And we have Team St. Lucia in the first 3 lanes with Miles, Shamar and Tyler. Then in lane number 4 we have Jalen from Antigua and Barbuda. And then finally in lane number 5 and 6 we have Grenadians, Mateo and Kishan. So let's see some Lucian flags, some Antigua and Barbudan flags, some Grenadian flags. And we have the Lucians and lane number 5 from Grenada. Tyler Dantes in lane number 3, who's competing in his first year of 11 to 12. He would have finished second in his 9 to 10 age group last year, and he's hoping to continue on his great trajectory. And we have there also Mateo from Grenada, who is in his final year of 9 to 10. And he's looking like one of the top seeds here in the 9 to 10 age category from the heat sheet. So this could be a potential medal here for Grenada, Mateo Thomas.
And Miles Andrew, who's now in his first year, 9-10, that was an overall champ for the 8 and under last year. So getting some new experience swimming the 400 meter freestyle for the first time. And it's Tyler Dantis and Shamar James. The two Lucians, teammates, swimming neck and neck with one another.
And right now, that's looking like Tyler starting to creep up in the front. With a consistent leg kick there. And Mateo's also there, competing against Shamar, who is in the 15 to 17 age group. And now we have Tyler coming in here, and this is going to look like his final 100 meters. So let's bring them home in the comments, bring them home. Even if you're home and you have a pot spoon and a pot cover, you could make noise, and I promise you would get over to this pool here at the Shrewsbury Aquatic Center.
We could hear it, we could hear it.
Looking very smooth here. It's Tyler and Mateo, 1 and 2, St. Lucia Grenada in this heat number 3 of 10, and that's Tyler going for his final 50 as the whale pick it up.
Mateo with a strong back half in this boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. Tyler Dantes of St. Lucia, followed by Mateo Thomas of Grenada. As they come into the last 25 meters in this 400 meter freestyle.
And that's going to be at the touch. It's Tyler in a time of 5:21.95, taking about 17 seconds off his personal best. And Mateo also with a big drop with a time of 5:23.75, just about.
And in third place,
5 seconds.
Shamar James of St. Lucia. Seems like we're getting a lot of personal best here this morning.
And that's, if this is an indication of how fit these athletes are going into the championships, I think that we're going to have a very, very interesting conversation at the end when it comes down to the final team points. As we mentioned, this is a team overall score. So once these athletes top their events in their age groups, they get 9 points, and the points follow from there. And we are finally coming in there to round out heat number 3 is Kishan, 9 years old from Grenada.
In lane 2, from Grenada, Ratho. In lane 3, Antigua Barbuda, Tristan Nicholas. In lane 4, Antigua Barbuda, Antoine Christian. In lane 5, Antigua Barbuda, Tyreek West. And in lane 6, from St. Lucia, Naeem Postman.
We now move on to heat number 4 of 10 in the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. In lane number 1, from Grenada, Patrick Dowden. Lane number 2, also of Grenada, Tyreek Bethel. Lane number 3, from Antigua and Barbuda, Tristan Nicholas. Lane number 4 of Antigua and Barbuda, Antoine Christian. Lane number 5, also of Antigua and Barbuda, Narek West. And rounding off heat number 4 of 10, St. Lucia's Naeem Roseman.
And we have here, leading the pack right now is lane number 2. That's Tariq from Grenada in the 15 to 17 age group. Followed by close battle there in lane 3, 4 and 5. That's Antigua and teammates Tristan, Antoine and Nyrick. Then lane 1, we have Patrick from Grenada. And lane number 6, Naeem from St. Lucia. This heat number 4 of 10 in the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. Once again, encouraging everyone to follow VC3 TV on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe so that you can be fully updated as the weekend progresses. We will be streaming live this evening. Session begins at 5 p.m. So put a timer, an alarm, so that you do not miss any action here at the Shrewsbury Aquatic Center for the 33rd Oecs Swimming Championships. 8 countries representing right here in St. Vincent The Grenadines. If you are on the island, find yourselves here this weekend to support your local swimmers. And those overseas, share your flags, comments, so that they can all feel that one Oecs pride.
As we approach the last 50 meters, it's Nyrick West of Antigua and Barbuda taking a lead. And it's very close in the middle of the pool here. But it's Nyrick West, Antigua and Barbuda finishing strong here.
And that's Nyrick pushing himself here to the finish, touching in a time of 5:02.22. That's a big personal best there for him, and his teammates following closely behind in lane number 3.
Lane number 3 is Tristan Nicholas, and also his teammate following closely behind, Antoine Christian. As Antigua
out
takes.
heat number 4, we have in lane number 2, that was Tariq from Grenada and his teammate Patrick from Grenada. Tariq in a time of 5:14.21, a personal best for him, and also a personal best for his teammate Patrick in a time of 5:22.43. And then we have Naeem from St. Lucia rounding out heat number 4 of 10 in the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle.
We're now at the halfway mark of the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle, heat number 5 of 10. In lane number 1, we have Grenada's Caleb Williams. Lane number 2, Grenada's Jaziel Francis. Lane number 3, St. Vincent The Grenadines, Keone Dishang. Lane number 4, also of St. Vincent The Grenadines, Kagri Williams. Lane number 5 of St. Lucia, Nathan Lewis. And lane number 6, St. Lucia's Trey Teresine.
And this one is going to be a fierce competition here. We have two 14-year-olds from Grenada in lane 1 and 2. Then we have the 11 to 12 category well represented in lanes 3 to 6 with two Vincentians in lane 3 and lane 4. That is Keone and Kagri. Then we have lane 5 and 6, Nathan and Trey from St. Lucia. So they would all be looking to touch on the wall first in this heat. And we have the Vinces leading early.
Vinci is out in front, pulling each other along. Both of these swimmers will be trying to pull points from each other despite handing the points to their very own team. But they will be competing for the overall top spot, for the overall point standing. That's Keone Dishang and Kagri Williams in the middle of the pool. Followed closely by Jaziel Francis of Grenada and Caleb Williams of Grenada. These two swimmers, Keone Dishang and Kagri Williams, have made a name for themselves on the Caribbean stage after winning multiple Carifta medals at this year's showing. Keone Dishang grabbing a gold in the 100 meter breaststroke, and his teammate here, Kagri Williams, following closely behind at this year's Carifta Championships.
And they're both breaststrokers just like Nicholas and myself, so one might say Vinci has a breaststroke legacy. But representing well here in the 400 meter freestyle, showing that their training is actually all around.
And one thing I can say, you can expect these two to be putting on a show, battling it out to get the top spot in their respective events this weekend. So if you like a lot of exciting close races, Shrewsbury Aquatic Centre this weekend is a place to be. Come out in your numbers, come and support these young superstars.
And then we have Grenada swimmers there in lane 1 and 2, Caleb and Jaziel. And then we have in lane number 5 and 6, Nathan and Trey. Nathan actually is of Vincentian blood as well. His father, Dawson Lewis. And he is here to represent St. Lucia and push himself as well as his teammate, Trey, in lane number 6. So right now we have the two Vincentians out front, followed closely by the two Grenadians in 1 and 2, and lane 5 and 6 from St. Lucia.
I find it quite funny. It's almost like they're all training partners and they're pulling each other along. Two Vinces, two Grenadians, and two Lucians, all swimming side by side each other.
Once again, don't be afraid to share this live to your WhatsApp status, your pages, your group chats, anywhere possible. Just encourage persons, families to tune in and support the athletes here the grassroots level up until the Olympians as well, representing at the OECS Swimming Championship. So it will be a diverse mix of competition, but it's all to compete for bragging rights in the OECS region. And as we mentioned, Antigua and Barbuda has walked away with the championships in the last 3 years, followed closely by Grenada. And if we were to see the side sheet, Grenada actually does come in with the top seeds in terms of point standing. So we will see how things shake up this weekend. But right now in this race, in the boys 9 and over, we have Keone, who is beginning to open a gap on his teammate Kagri as he turns here for his final 50. And that's Keone now with a strong leg kick showing his endurance.
As they come into the last 50 meters.
And that's Nathan now pushing himself into third, followed closely by his teammate Trey. And it's all about points here. They don't want to let the Vinces get too far away.
Keone is in command of this heat number 5 of 10. Coming in strong, looking for a sub 5 minute swim here. And it looks like he's going to swim a major personal best, touching the wall in a time of 4:51.33. Followed by his teammate Kagri Williams at a time of 4:55.59. And it's Nathan Lewis getting the third spot in this heat with a time of 5 minutes flat. Ooh.
5:00:00. That's a very nice time to get.
I won't lie, that's not the time I would want.
Yeah, it would be nice to get a 4:59, but that's a great swim by Nathan there to get his hand on the wall. Third, with 9 seconds off of his personal best, with almost everyone in this race PBing.
Very, very great swimmer, very great swimming from these youngsters here. Heat number 6 of 10. In lane number 1, Malon Patterson of Grenada. Lane number 2, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, El Tante Leonard. Lane number 3, Jaden Hamilton of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Lane number 4, Grenada's Elliot Fletcher. Lane number 5, Antigua and Barbuda's Christopher Walter. And lane number 6, Antigua's Nathaniel Gold.
And we will be keeping track of a lot of these times because, as we mentioned, this is a time-based, and the age groups will be what is counted for the medals. So currently in the top position in the 11 to 12 category, we have Keone in a time of 4:51.83. And in this race, we have lane 5 and 6 in the 11 to 12 category as well, Christopher Walter and Nathaniel Gold. So they would all be looking at each other's times and trying to better that time so that they can get themselves on the podium.
And El Tante Leonard here finished third in his age category, the 15 to 17 last year at the OECS Swimming Championships. He's now moved up to the 18 and over category. And he's currently a sophomore at the Howard University, swimming on the school team.
And we have Nicholas here, who is a Howard University alum as well, so shout out to Howard.
I'm very much familiar with that swim program, and I must say it's very intense. And I do believe we can expect a lot from El Tante Leonard this weekend.
And that's El Tante third in there for us. Coming home for 150. He's followed closely by his teammates. Wait, no, sorry, that's Jaden. That's coming in lane number 3, and then El Tante behind Jaden. But in lane number 1, we have Patterson from Grenada, who is neck and neck with Jaden for the top spot in this heat number 6 of 10 in the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. And once again, in the OECS Swimming Championships, it's all about points. In the individual events such as this, the first position in the age group would get 9 points, second gets 7 points, third gets 6 points, fourth with 5, fifth with 4, sixth with 3, seventh with 2, and 8th with 1 point.
And that's for the individual events. And we will see a lot of relays this weekend, which will be worth double the points. The first position will get 18 points. Second will get 14. Third, 12. Fourth, 10 points. Fifth, 8 points. Sixth, 6 points. Seventh, 4 points. And eighth, 2 points.
And that's Jadon now with a commanding lead, trying to extend by a body length and more. And Jaden, an up-and-coming superstar here from the island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in his 13 to 14 age category, his first year of 13 to 14.
And he was the overall champion of the boys 11-12 last year. So he's hoping to make a statement in his first year here at the 30 to 14, and he's doing so with a commanding lead in this heat number 6 of 10 in the boys 9 and over.
Flags in the chat, support Jaden, support teammates. Grenada still following in second, and then we have Antigua and Barbuda teammates Christopher and Nathaniel in lane 5 and 6, and it's all about time, as we mentioned, competing against Keone and Kagri in the first heat. Time to beat is 4:51. And now Jaden's on to his final 50.
A very strong control swim here from Jadon Hamilton. I must say a lot of our sprinters in the OECS haven't shied away from this 400 this morning, putting in some stellar swims. As we see Jadon Hamilton finish strong, and it looks like a personal best there for Jadon Hamilton, finishing a time of 4:46.10. 3 seconds quicker than his seat time here.
And then in lane number 1 we have coming in there Mr. Patterson Wallen from Grenada in the time of 4:59. And then in lane number 5 and 6, lane number 6 gets to touch 5:01.75, and lane number 5 gets 4th in the heat in a time of 5:02.05. And then finally rounding out the heat, we have lane number 4, Elliot Fletcher from Grenada, and Eltonte Leonard from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So, interestingly enough, that is going to be Keone, Kagri, and Nathan still in the top 3 spots in the boys 11 to 12, with one 11 to 12 swimmer remaining. So,
actually no, two
11 to 12 swimmers remaining.
Now moving on to the heat number 7 of 10, coming up to the last few heats of the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle here this morning. We have a stacked heat here, represented by St. Lucia, Antigua, and St. Vincent The Grenadines. In lane number 1, Ethan Hazel of St. Lucia. Lane number 2, Jaden Zhu of St. Lucia. Lane number 3, Antigua and Barbuda's Esprit Shaw. Lane number 4, from St. Vincent The Grenadines, Seth Byron. Lane number 5, also of St. Vincent The Grenadines, Tyler Robinson. And lane number 6, from St. Lucia, Caden Calderon.
So we have here 3 Lucians, 1 from Antigua and Barbuda, and 2 Vinces representing. And it's a fast start here with the first 50 in the books. We have Caden here, who is the youngest in the field in the first year of 13 to 14. Caden is one who is making a name for himself in the region as well. He comes from a legacy of swimming, and it's all about trying to do his best. Then we have Tyler, who is now in Jamaica swimming, representing St. Vincent there in the 13 to 14 category. And he is in lane number 5. Currently leading, we have lane 1, which is Ethan Hazel, captain of Team St. Lucia. And that is Seth and Ethan, who are in the same age group, going neck and neck right now.
Coming into the last 75 meters of this 400-meter freestyle. As we flip on the last 50 meters of this 400-meter freestyle, it's in lane 3. The race is in the middle of the pool between Esprit Shaw and Seth Byron. Antigua versus St.Vincent The Grenadines. It's Esprit Shaw of Antigua and Barbuda with a commanding swim here in this event number 7. Touching a time of 4:31.22. Followed closely by Seth Byron of St.Vincent The Grenadines. And in lane number 1, Ethan Hazel of St. Lucia. As we now welcome home Tyler Robinson, as he's more of a sprinter. This is not one of his favorite events, but he still put the effort in to put some points on the board as we move on to heat number 8 of 10. The last 3 heats. In lane number 1 of St. Lucia, Noah Darville. In lane number 2 of St. Vincent The Grenadines, Kenali Allen. Lane number 3 from Antigua and Barbuda, Madhav Cindy. Lane number 4 from Grenada, Ethan Chufuk. Lane number 5, also of Grenada, Jacob Collymore. And rounding off heat number 8, St. Lucia's Olympian, Jordan Auger. And like we just mentioned, Jordan Auger, St. Lucia's Olympian. He's age 30, went to the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, the same Olympic Games that I participated in. And he represented St. Lucia in the men's 50-meter freestyle. And a brilliant showing. Good to see Jordan Ajay back representing his country at the OECS Swimming Championships. And he is also a product of what these championships can produce. Very close in the middle of the pool, but also in lane 1, Noah Darville from St. Lucia. He finished third in his first year of age 13-14, the 13-14 age group, and he's now in his final year, hoping to move up a couple spots and maybe take that top spot in the 13-14 age group now that he's at the ending of that before he moves up to the 15-17 category. So it'll be very interesting to see how much points he's able to accumulate this weekend. But someone who's also in his age category who finished a position above him, Jacob Collymore, who's also in this heat, will also be looking to do the same. So some very exciting races to come ahead as we cross the halfway mark of this boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle heat number 8.
Final 3 heats of this boys 9 and over right here in the Shrewsbury Aquatic Center, southeast end of the island of St. Vincent, nation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we have here currently, it's looking like Manav, followed by Ethan, followed by Jacob.
And Ethan here putting in a good shift, trying to get the top points ahead of Keone and Kagri in the 11 to 12 age category. Right now it's a Manav Cindy holding on to that lead. A very marginal lead, but
and it's gonna be the final 50 meters here, so bring them home in the comments.
Let's see some flags. It's a very exciting race here.
And that's Manav, followed by Ethan and Jacob.
Very close to the top 3 spots as they turn simultaneously. Manav, Jacob.
And you can hear the crowd coming into the wall. Let's see who gets the touch. And it looks like it's gonna be lane number 5. That's Jacob Collymore out of Grenada in a time of 4:26.53, followed by lane number 4, his teammate Ethan, in a time of 4:26.75, and third would go to Manav in a time of 4:27.25 out of Antigua and Barbuda. We have Noah finishing there in a time of 4:32. So that's also a personal best there for Noah.
We're now moving into the last 2 heats of the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle.
Slight update to that heat that to re-swim after the boys are finished. Move on now to heat number 10.
Heat number 9 of 10.
In lane 1 from Antigua Barbuda, it's Neil Noronha.
In heat number 1, in lane number 1, Antigua and Barbuda's Neil Noronha. Lane number 2, Grenada's Nathan Fletcher. Lane number 3, St. Vincent The Grenadines, Hazen Dabrel. Lane number 4 of Antigua and Barbuda, Ruben Edwards. Lane number 5, Antigua and Barbuda's Alessandro Bazzoni. Lane number 6, Antigua and Barbuda's Jai Cindy.
And we're off with heat number 9 of 10. And interestingly enough, we had Ethan in the boys 11 to 12 age category finishing at a time of 4:26.75 in that heat. But we do have Ale Bazzoni from Antigua and Barbuda in this heat in lane number 5, who will be looking to take that gold medal away from Ethan. So we'll see what the time says at the end of it all. And then we have in the 13 to 14 age category, we had Jacob finishing in a time of 4:26.53. And in this race, we have Ruben Edwards from Antigua and Barbuda looking to also better that time.
Something important to note. Both Nathan Fletcher and Hazen Dabrel, they're not in the same age category, but they were both age group champs last year. Hazen Dabrel in the boys 13 to 14 was the age group champ, and he's moved up to the 15 to 17 category. And Nathan Fletcher, now in the 18 and over category, was the age group champion in the boys 15 to 17. So they're now getting a taste of an older age category, trying to see how they can accumulate as many points with maybe, well, not maybe, with older swimmers to compete against.
And it's looking like Hazen looking to extend the command of this race. As he goes for the 150 ton, he's looking smooth. Consistent leg kick, strong pull. Followed closely by the 3 Antiguans in lane 4, 5, and 6. And then in lane number 1, Neil and Nathan in lane number 2.
Very controlled swimming there from Hazen. That's what we call easy speed in swimming. Looks like you're not trying. But I can guarantee you he is trying, but he's swimming very efficiently. As water is a medium that we don't naturally pass through on a regular basis, it is important that you pass through as streamlined or hydrodynamic as possible to reduce resistance, but also be as efficient as possible while moving through the water. This allows you to produce less lactic acid while maintaining as much energy as possible, especially in a distance event like the 400 meter freestyle.
And that's Hazen turning first, followed by Ali from Antigua and Barbuda in the 11 to 12 age group. And he's looking like a big man in this race. The 12-year-old in lane number 5 out of Antigua and Barbuda.
Ali is not coming out to play. A very strong showing from the 12-year-old, swimming in the second to last heat, with swimmers older than he is, and making a statement here. But as it is right now, coming into the last 100 meters, Hazen Dabrel in the lead. Looking strong and looking comfortable.
And that's Hazen with the lead with 75 to go. And he will be able to see Ali, his competitor, in this race.
Ali is trying his hardest to close up on Hazen Dabrel here as they go into the last 50 meters of this 400 meter freestyle.
And you can hear Team Antigua on their feet. But Hazen is not letting it phase him. He's still holding on to this race. And that's Hazen finishing strong. And the scoreboard
And
says
it is
a
about
4:19.
4:19.44, and Ali touching in a 4:21.95. That must be a record, and it is. He has taken 11 seconds off of Leighton Martin's 400 meter, 11 to 12 400 meter record set way back 10 years ago in 2015. That is a stellar performance.
That's unofficially a gold medal for Ali Bazzoni from Antigua and Barbuda, and a 10-year record set in 2015 by Leighton Martin, his countryman, who went on to do incredible things for Antigua as well. And now the new generation is up in the 11 to 12 age group, and it's a dominant time of 4:21.95. That one can definitely stand for another 10 plus years. Congratulations
I
to
have
the
no
young
doubt
swimmer,
in that.
and congratulations to all the other swimmers in that heat number 9 of 10 of the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle.
We now move swiftly into heat number 10, the final heat of this morning's session. Although we have a swim over to do. We have 2 Olympians in this heat. The last heat, the big boys. Lots of bragging right here.
Heat 10 of 10. We have in lane number 1, we have Jaden Williams from Antigua and Barbuda. In lane number 2, we have Antoine Destang from St. Lucia. In lane number 3, Ethan Stubbs Green of Antigua and Barbuda. Lane 4 is Stefano Mitchell, Olympian from Antigua and Barbuda. Lane number 5, Zachary Gresham, Olympian from Grenada. And lane number 6, I. Williams from Grenada. So we have 3 Olympians in this final heat of the boys 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. Jaden of Antigua, Steph of Antigua, and Zach of Grenada. But that doesn't stop Ethan in lane number 3, Ethan is probably double his size from last year. Ethan is.
Very much so.
And Antoine as well, who is actually from the Bowles School and now competing at University of Michigan.
Yes, University of Michigan. And I saw recently an article stated that he was voted as the swimmer of the year for Florida for his age category.
So for the entire state of Florida and the United States of America, we have St. Lucia's very own Antoine Destang being recognized for his hard work, his discipline, and currently he is fighting with the boys, Ethan, who is in his age group. So they will be going head to head for the gold medal here in this 400 freestyle. So there is a lot to sort out.
And possibly fighting for that top spot for the overall standings. So we're going to see a lot of them this weekend.
Head to head all weekend. So remember, subscribe, follow VC3 TV for the official broadcast, and for the official social media coverage, it is OECS Swimming. That is OECS Swimming officially on Instagram and Facebook.
And this heat represents a lot of what OECS pedigree is about. We have Zachary Gresham, who's a sophomore at the Indian River State College in Florida. We have Jaden Williams, who's a senior at the TCU, Texas Christian University. So some very interesting pedigree here on showcase.
Collegiate swimmers, and then not to mention Stefano Mitchell now is gone on and swimming professionally in the state of California. And so this is what we talk about when we say pedigree of the OECS region. And we're seeing some mind games, some chess being played here between Ethan and Antoine in the 15 to 17. But then also the gold medal contenders in the 18 and over category is Zachary and Steph neck and neck right now, and it will not blink until the final 50.
And for all we know, it's probably strategic. Maybe they think, you know what, why are we going to try and compete with this 15-17 when we could compete with each other?
And it's going to come down to the wire.
Ethan and Antoine, Stefano and Zachary. Now to the last 100 meters.
Just 100 meters to go. And they could feel the energy. Drop your flags. Give these men some motivation. And that's Antoine pulling ahead a little bit. Ethan isn't holding back.
This is going to be a very exciting last 50 meters. Very good on the waters there from Antoine Destang.
And this is on the waters, his short course yards training that is making him pull ahead right now.
Very good on the waters from Zachary Gresham also, trying to close up.
Pressure, but then we have Zachary who is extending his lead on Stefano to try and take the goal in the 18 and over. But right now, the head of the race is Antoine Destang from St. Lucia. But it's Ethan coming back. Can Antoine hold on?
It's going to be very close here to the... Very great swimming there, 4:05 by Antoine Destang, followed closely by Ethan with a 4:06.20. And Zachary Gresham in third with a 4:09.93. Then Stefano Mitchell, 4:16.24. And welcome home, Jaden Williams, the breaststroke Olympian.
And that's some great swimming. They were just at 4:05.59. The record in the 15 to 17 category of the boys 400 freestyle goes to right now Noah Maskell Gomes of Antigua and Barbuda in 4:04.52. So just outside of that record. But that's just to show you the level of competition that we have here at the OECS Swimming Championships. Rounding out the boys 9 and over 400 freestyle.
Very much so.
And now we will have the final race of this morning session. Is the reswim of the girls 9 and over 400 freestyle. And we're gonna have lane 1 out of the British Virgin Islands is going to be Evelyn Freeman. Lane 2, Ira Hadley of St. Vincent The Grenadines. Lane 3, Jordan Howell of Antigua and Barbuda. And lane 4, Noah Griffith of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we're finishing up here with our final race of the morning session. And then we're going to bring to you two interviews of the athletes here at the OECS Swimming Championship, so you at home can get a feeling of what it's like to compete, the training it takes to compete, and the levels that this sport can take you and all sports can take you in life. So stay tuned for this final race and for the interviews as we close out this morning session. And here in the girls 9 and over, final race of the morning session. We have all 9 to 10 age category represented here with Evelyn, Ira, Jordan, and Noah. You want to put the seats here? Like which camera gonna take it? Them I know, right? They know, right? Yeah, so one does good and one does. I'll do the And we can hear the noisemakers here and go for the British Virgin Islands. And these athletes now will head home, get some lunch, rest, and come back at the pool, warm up from 3, competition at 5, and they will be going until 8 p.m. tonight. So from 5 to 8 p.m. we will be competing here at the Shrewsbury Aquatic Centre, the southeast end of the island of St. Vincent in the nation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we encourage you, if you are here on island, please find yourself here at the Shrewsbury Aquatic Centre. Children 5 and under enter free. Children 5 to 10, $5, and 10 years and older adults will be $10 for entry. And we have them rounding out the repeat of heat number 2. This is the girls 9 and over, but all are girls 9 to 10. And right now that's Antigua and Barbuda's Jordan Howell out in front, followed closely by Noah Griffith of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, then Ira Hadley of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Evelyn from the British Virgin Islands. And into the final 75 meters. Final 25 meters here, and they're racing here. That is Noah, followed by Powell of Antigua, and it looks like St. Vincent's Noah Griffith is going to take the touch in a time of 6:02.14, and she's followed by her fellow 9 to 10 competitor, that is Jordan Howell, in second in a time of 6:03.47. Once again, this was our final race of the day. It was a reswim of heat 2 of the girls 9 and over. And now we will pivot to some interviews, so stay locked in to hear some wisdom and experience from the swimmers here at the Oasis Swimming Championships. Brought to you directly from VC3 TV, broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube.
You say what? Oh, whenever ready, go ahead.
Alright.
Go see me, no?
All right, so we are here at the conclusion of day one, session one of the 33rd Oecs Swimming Championships. We had the 8 and under 100 freestyle and the 9 and over 400 meter freestyle. And join with us in the commentary deck, we have Michaeli Charlemagne from the island of St. Lucia. Michaeli, glad to have you. And
Thanks for having me.
of course, and I just wanted to start out like introduce yourself to the persons locked in live. Shout out to the Lucian squad and any sort of background that you want to give.
Okay, well, hi everyone. I'm Michaeli. I am an 18 and over swimmer from St. Lucia. I've been swimming competitively from the age of 9, so I've been to many OECS games. I'm really excited to be here. It's amazing to see the new generation of swimming in OECS at this meet. I just want to shout out all the swimmers back home who are watching and everyone who's supporting online. Thank you for joining in, and yeah, thanks for having me.
And I thank you for taking the time out. I know it's time to rest and get ready for the evening, but I just wanted to ask you first and foremost about your prospects, your hopes for Team St. Lucia, this OECS Swimming Championships, the preparation that has gone into this for yourself and for the team, and how things are shaping up as you go.
Yeah, so coming into this meet, I train in Jamaica, so I wasn't with the team for a lot of the preparation. But coming into this meet, our motto is to rise up, so that's what we've been trying to do with each and every swim. For the preparation, I think everybody on Team St. Lucia is really excited and energetic to be here. We have good and positive attitudes in the stands, and we've had a few personal best times so far, so we've put in the work and we're reaping the rewards. So just very excited to see what's to come for Team St. Lucia, hopefully a spot in top 3 this year.
So I hear you mention top 3. You know, we grabbed St.Vincent The Grenadines, grabbed that from y'all. So you confident that y'all are in prime position to get that top 3?
I think so. I think we are in a good spot to get top 3. If we continue along the path that we started off this morning, I really think we can and will get top 3.
I love that confidence.
So this is why we need the Vincent supporters. This is your homeland. We have to defend home turf. But as unbiased commentators, we are here just to think. And I want to shed some light on your story, Michaeli, for those watching in and those who may be unfamiliar. You went on and you studied your bachelor's. You also have a master's degree. Right, so you are the definition of discipline, of all-rounded, holistic development through the sport of swimming. So how has your journey outside of the pool also contributed to your journey in the pool?
Yeah, so I got my first degree in health sciences, so pretty much it's aligned with what swimming is all about. Health and wellness, that's kind of why I started swimming, just to have a life skill, and swimming really taught me time management, and I feel without that I would not have been able to be the person that I am today and basically complete my degree, because going away to school, especially college and then university, is really hard. Then after I finished my collegiate athletic career and my degree, I moved on to do my master's in public health, and I focused on global health with a focus on chronic disease epidemiology. So that was pretty much challenging, but I swam throughout. So that was like, swimming was my safe space and my time away from the stress of academics. So that was pretty much how I stayed sane throughout the hard schooling and stuff like that. But I'm really grateful for the sport of swimming because it taught me time management. It exposed me to a lot of the world, and it's just been an amazing opportunity, and I'm really grateful for like the people that I've met throughout the many years of competition, and then also the amazing connections that I have in all different parts of the world.
Yeah, I think it's also a testament because you were a Tokyo Olympian with myself, and you know, us being there on the biggest stage and Nicholas in Rio, it's just a testament to hope for the region. You know, the OECS region is small, and so what does that Olympic experience give you in terms of propulsion for future aspirations and just staying focused and being committed to elevating your country as well as yourself?
Yeah, so going to Tokyo in 2021, that was really a life-changing experience. It was during the pandemic, so it was very different from a lot of other experiences that I've had, but it exposed me to so many people and so many different resources and avenues that I just did not know about. And coming from the OECS region, when I started, my first OECS was when I was in 9 to 10 in St. Lucia. I never thought that I would have gotten to that stage in swimming, and it just shows you that, you know, coming to represent your country at any meet you can and training hard in practice and, you know, going to swim in open waters. And even if our pools may not be world class or top of the line, we still have the ability to go out there and, you know, make a mark and leave a mark. There's so many people who basically don't know where the OECS region is. So when you go out there and you're an ambassador for your country, you expose people to a part of the world that they didn't know existed. So it was a learning opportunity for me, but also I was truly honored to be an ambassador for not only St. Lucia but also the OECS region.
And then finally, you know, I mean, you want to get home and rest, so and get some fluids in and some fuel. But what would be your words of advice to the next generation of Lucians, the next generation of OECS swimmers, athletes in general? How can they also follow your path and all paths that have been blazed?
I think first of all, being a good listener is very important. Listening to your coaches, your parents, any role models that you have. Not being afraid to ask questions. One thing that I did a lot growing up is I would try to talk to the older and senior swimmers and try to find out what their experience is like. That is something I would say no question is a stupid question. Also, just having respect for yourself, your teammates, your country. Because yes, you may be the fastest person in your age group, but without a good attitude, that means nothing. So just, you know, be open-minded to all experiences. Even if you start off thinking that you may be a breaststroker, try everything, because you never know what you'll be good at. And just have fun along the way, because this doesn't last forever. I'm coming towards the end of my swimming career, so it's really amazing, and you learn a lot and you have so much fun with all the different experiences. So just have fun along the way. Remember to listen and ask questions when needed. Yep.
I think that's well said. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. This is Michaeli Charlemagne from the island of St. Lucia, their very own Olympian, master's degree, bachelor's degree, everything that you can combine in one. And I think that you're a shining example, and continue to do what you're doing and push yourself and push your team and nation, region forward. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will be joined one more interview by the very well-known Jadon Williams. yeah, you could just swap in there. You want to switch?
Yes. Long time. What's going on? I'm sitting here.
Thank you.
Am I looking down there? Yeah, you can look there, you can look anywhere. Alright, so we're joined here by special Olympian. I mean, we've all three of us here have competed with each other. Antigua, Paris 2024 Olympian. How does it feel back to be at OECS? When was the last time you were here?
2017.
2017.
So it's been a long...
That's what, 8 years?
Yeah.
How does it feel to be back? Is it your first time in St. Vincent The Grenadines?
No, the last OECS I came was St. Vincent, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but how does it feel? I mean, right now, not the best, because that 4-free was rough. I'm not going to lie, that was rough. I've been training for the 50 breast, 100 breasts for the past 4 years, and to come back and swim the 4-free, that was tough. But I digress.
Right. And you're a senior at the TCU, as you've mentioned. You've been training the last 4 years for the 50 and 100 breast. So how has that training been going for you?
It's been up and down a lot because I've been in school too. So like having to balance stuff like that has been pretty difficult at times. But I'm grateful for all the people I've met, the opportunities I've been given, and being able to come back and see all the new faces, the new kids coming up, old faces swimming again, stuff like that. It's an honor to be able to come back and represent Antigua, you know.
Okay,
and to be able to see you guys again. What? I didn't know y'all were here.
Facts.
Okay, and how does, as a part of a member of Team Antigua, how does Antigua keep maintaining that top spot in the OECS Swimming Championships? I mean, you all have won the last 3 consecutive championships, and I see you all brought a very strong team, bringing members like you back. So how do you plan on sealing the deal again for a 4th straight year, but how do you keep doing it?
Oh my, I'm probably the worst person to ask because I haven't been here in so long. But I think, looking at the team, seeing their faces, the coaches, man, like Nelson, I know Wayne isn't here, but he coaches too. Those guys love the sport more than anybody I've ever seen, and they put so much passion into it, and I think that brings the new talent in, and there's so many new faces I've never seen before, and all of them are loving it. They're working hard, and I think they look up to the older kids like us sometimes, you know. So that's why we have to make our appearances occasionally, so they can look up to us. And
very true. I mean, just like you, I mean, I had my couple appearances after not being at the OECS for a while, a couple of years back. But I think that's it for me. But
why not? You're not coming back.
I'm not sure. We'll see. But what can we expect from you in these championships here?
A lot of smiling, a lot of cheering, a lot of fun. It's been a long, long time, and to be back, the environment, the music, stuff like that, I'm not used to it, man. So I'm just a lot of fun, a lot of fast swimming too. I mean, we have 100 breasts tonight, and that 4-free didn't give me much motivation, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so I just want to bring good vibes to the meet, because I think regardless of who wins, who loses, everybody's always having a good time, loving each other and stuff. So
all right, I won't keep you long, but how, for onlookers and persons who would like to be in your position, you know, an Olympian and swimming at the collegiate level, how has a meet like OECS Swimming Championships helped you develop to the type of athlete that you are today?
I mean, when I was younger, I didn't make OECS every year.
Wow.
So I think the biggest takeaway for the younger ones, or people who want to be great, is don't listen to people who think you can't. You know, there were years where I wouldn't go to OECS. I got 4th place every year, and they only take top 3. And I would get so vexed, and people would tell me, just stop swimming, you know, find a different sport. But I wanted to, you know, and people will tell you one thing, but that doesn't mean you can't. So, and being able to, now I made my first OECS, okay, I did it once, now what's next? Carifta, CC Can. And I just think, set goals and keep moving forward, and ignore the haters. Ignore the haters.
I think it's so funny too, this one comment, because you were a year younger than me, and every OECS, you know, like I would be there, and stuff, and then I just remember 15, 17 around there, like I just see this kid just shoot up, bro, and I'm like, dog, just ran.
I actually have the video. I was watching it, 100 breasts from 2017 in this pool. You were in lane 4, and I was in lane 1, and he banged me so bad, right? But yeah, just keep trying, keep going. There's nothing, you know, don't listen to the people who hate.
And that's a huge testament, you know, never give up. Keep putting your best foot forward. This is Jaden Williams, Antigua and Barbuda's Paris 2024 Olympian, and seems to be striving towards greatness and looking forward for LA 2028.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Good to see you, man. You guys should get in the water. I want to see y'all race.
One day we will still be around. But for those locked on, we thank you for joining this session number 1 of the OECS Swimming Championships. Like I mentioned, this is the 33rd edition. We have 8 countries representing 166 swimmers, and we just want to encourage persons. We will be here from 5 p.m. tonight. Please, if you are local, find yourself here at the Shrewsbury Aquatic Center. It's the gap to the Coconut Grove, Canash Beach. It is children under 5 are free, 5 to 10 are $5. And if you're older than 10 years old, it's going to be $10 for entry, $25 for a weekend pass. But please, come out, support the swimmers. If you are locked in live, subscribe, follow VC3 TV. We want to shout out our officials, shout out the broadcast crew, shout out the swimmers, because this would not be possible without all of us behind the scenes, our media crew. Follow OECS Swimming on Facebook and Instagram for the latest on results and everything competition related. So once again, stay tuned for more. All right, thank you.
A lot of fast swimming. Thank you.